Hello, my beautiful people. I was asked to do a reading on the energies that are going about now. So, here I am. That's what I'm going to do. Um, what I can say, based off of what I know so far, we are going to start Mercury retrograde tomorrow, which is going to be September 9th. Yep, September 9th starts Mercury retrograde. The day after that is the full moon in Pisces. So there's a couple more other planets in retrograde. I just didn't have the time. I didn't have the chance, I should say, or the time to really dive into them yet. But just based off of that information, if you're familiar with my readings, you know my readings are done intuitively. And most of the time, something pops up before we even know what it's about. So, just with that information, we'll see what Spirit has for us. Let's see. Intuitively, what I am getting are changes. Being a Pisces myself, I am a Pisces sun, ascendant, and rising, even though I think ascendant and rising are the same things. I don't know. I just know I'm a Pisces, and I experience the whole emotion thing a lot. And personally, for me, especially being my North Node, one of the main things for me is learning how to balance my emotions. Maybe not master, but balance them as time goes on. So, what I'm getting is that is the theme for a lot of people right now, with the full moon coming, or basically the energy's already here. If you really want to talk about it, the energy's already here. We're diving into the full moon and kind of being exposed to what it has for us, in addition to retrograde, where a lot of things in the past may come up, unsaid things, looking at things from a different perspective, kind of picking up on missed opportunities, or correcting behaviors that may have been established or become a pattern, if that makes sense. A bad pattern. So probably like not defending yourself, or not having like being consistent with your budget. All of this comes into play. So we'll shuffle one more time and let's see what Spirit has to say. All right. I'm calling all the spirits, the ancestors, the messengers of the highest and purest lights to guide us and direct us in this reading, and to tell us what we need to hear. Not what we want to hear, but what we need to hear. What are the lessons that we need to acknowledge within this cycle before us for however long, and how should we apply it? What are we not seeing? What are we seeing subconsciously but not consciously? Any and all messages we need to hear at this time, not just for myself but for the collective. Anyone who is watching this video at any time, what are the messages that we need to hear? It's crazy how that one came out. That's the first one. Oh wow. Oh wow. At the bottom of the deck, we have Nourish the Soul. So we'll dive into that a little bit. So, okay. Show that you care. If you saw my last reading for the Wednesday worship, this card was literally the one that Like, it was like it was like the center of the reading, if you will. Be without malice, surrender to the flow. Okay, all right. So the message I'm getting so far, I thought it was just me, but apparently it's not. So basically, with this card, the message was coming through with just understanding, like that little, the glass back there is kind of like the hall of mirrors, the room of mirrors, where you had to look at yourself in ways that made you uncomfortable, but it was very important to do so, to kind of heal from things that needed to get healed from, to help you move forward. But while you were doing that healing, the paradise that you seek, you were actually creating it. So like the energy, the power that was exuding from this room right here, it was creating this whole paradise. And coming out into the paradise, this woman is like, wow, this is all that I've created. But her creation knew her, right? What was for her knew her. What came from her knew her. And it was a matter of understanding that it may not have been what she asked for verbatim, but it's what she asked for. Be without malice. So with that, it's what you ask for, but it's not what you ask for. It's like understanding, even if it doesn't look exactly how you want it, don't start nitpicking. Don't be like, well, you don't look the way you need to. You don't look the way you need to. It's a matter of understanding, okay, you want this paradise. Here's your paradise. And understanding that you need to surrender to the flow. You got to go with the flow. And if you're not familiar with what the ladybug stands for, I recommend looking it up. But it talks about prosperity and luck and so on and so forth. The list goes on, but it's basically a good omen. And even if things may not look the way you want it to, it's looking how it needs to. Y'all, I could just keep going based off of the bottom of this deck. These are all underlying energies. So heed your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams, your desires of your heart, your intuition, what you have been asking for, what you have been desiring. It is coming. It don't look the way you want it to look, but it is coming. And see yourself in nature. You may already be in that paradise that you seek, but it's like certain things that you thought would be a certain way, they're not showing up the way that you thought they would. This is saying, don't stop the visualizing. You have already fought more than half of the battle, and it's time to continue to go towards that reality. And then again, at the bottom of the deck, do not fear the unknown. Like, it may be scary. You may doubt everything you've been trying to conquer in life, but it's like, don't be afraid. Don't give up. Don't quit. No, nothing. Seek your answers within. Trust your intuition. It may not make sense right now, but you are being led to the reality you want to see. Not in the way that you thought you would. Spirit's like, oh, this what you want? Okay, we're going to get you what you want, but you going to go through these lessons. Listen, have courage. At this rate, if I keep looking at the bottom of the deck, I'm going to go through this whole deck, like, for real. Have courage. I'm going to stop talking, because, golly, Spirit is already coming through with the messages. And would you believe I almost did not do this reading? And the main card, the first card that was at the bottom of the deck, is Nourish the Soul. So, if you have been focused on healing, which I hope you have, you may have gathered tools along the way to help you with staying aligned, such as meditating or praying or whatever the case may be. Now is the time for you to grab hold of those tools, because what's happening is, boom, the very first card, your mask, the mask is coming off, okay? The reality of who you are inside, the person that you hide from the world, this person is coming out of the shell. you're being put in a position where you cannot hide who you are. You cannot hide the desires of your heart. You cannot hide any of that. And a lot of people don't like that. Somebody ain't feeling that. They are not feeling that. They're looking at you, they're jealous, they're nervous, they have passion, they love what they see you doing, but they are also comparing your journey to theirs, and they feeling some type of way. But we're going to talk about this card a little bit, because it's like fluctuating. The energy within that card the energy on this card is fluctuating. Back to this card though, the reason I said earlier that it was crazy that it came out is because I have been seeing several messages in different ways talking about taking off the mask, okay? And the fact that this was the very first card, it was crazy to me, because it's like, so what's the word I'm trying to get? It's like a coincidence, but it's not a coincidence. It's a symbol. It's a sign. There we go. It's a sign that if you are going with the flow, right, which is what you're feeling subconsciously, if you're going with that flow, then you know, like you could feel that you're headed on the right path. Look at her. She got a little smile on her face because she knows she's on the right track, even if it don't look like it. Even if it don't look like it. Calm in the storm. What is going on here? Calm in the storm. It's like the trophies, like your lessons, they're your trophies, right? So as you're going through each lesson and learning lessons, maybe painfully, whatever the case may be, they're becoming trophies. The best way that I can use this as an example to probably make it make more sense is, you know, in the beginning, when you first start looking for jobs, right? Most people start looking for jobs when they're in their teens or they're like a young adult. And that first job is sometimes the hardest one to get because you don't have that experience that you need to get that job, or they look at you a little different because you have no experience. But then it's like, how do you expect me to get experience if y'all don't help me get experience, you know? And that's what this is. It's like you finally get that first job. It feels like a major achievement. And as you go on, however long you spend at that job, you're gaining the skill, you're gaining the experience. So when you go to that next job or that next career or business, whatever you choose to do, you have already learned lessons from that first opportunity that you can apply moving down the road. So then the employers, when they're looking at you, they're like, okay, well, you did this for this long and you did this and that. So you know how to, so they look at you differently rather than that first time, right? So like, for example, if you were to apply to be a manager at a major company, they're going to look at you like, you have no experience, but you want to be a manager here? What do you think that's going to work? Where they do that at? Right? So then let's say you go back, you get your experience, you get your first job, you're there for like 5 years. You become a manager at that job or a supervisor, whatever. When you go back to that major company and apply, they're not going to be like, you ain't got none of the qualifications we're looking at. They're going to be like, okay, well, you just spent the 5 years, the past 5 years doing such and such and such. You've learned a good portion. I know there's more we have to teach you, but you've learned this so far. So, okay, we probably cooking with a little bit of grease here. And that's what I'm getting with this, where it's like those lessons that you're gaining, they're your trophies. They're like your, you know how to say, your black card, your invitation to the cookout, if you will. Those lessons are your invitation to the cookout, where it's like you're learning the lesson and it becomes a part of you. It's something that the experience is probably something you never want to experience again. So you learn that lesson and moving forward, you're going to apply it. But it's like a trophy for you, if you will. Like, I made it through this, so such and such will never happen again. Or I know how to handle this better. So, yeah. So I'm getting with that. Observe in silence. What is going on with this card? What is going on with this card? I get like a, and it's crazy because it is a fox, but I'm getting like a dark, but not like evil dark, just like a dark and mysterious, where it's like you stay on your toes. Someone keeps you on your toes. Your job keeps you on your toes. Life keeps you, life keeps you on your toes. Everything, every time you think you've mastered it, it's like, haha, think again, and your thoughts were wrong. Look at what trick I'm gonna pull here. And it's, I want to clarify this one. I'm gonna clarify that. What is going on with this observing silence? Alright, let me see. So a couple cards that want to come out, but they're not coming out. So a few cards. I'm not pulling them out though. We have Justice. Queen of Wands looking towards the future. The Emperor looking at now. Death looking towards the future. And Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Cups. King of Cups is Pisces energy, okay? This is the ultimate fulfillment of love. This is the ultimate level of love. Okay. The cards that did come out. What the hell? The Empress. That's crazy. Okay, we have the Empress. The Lovers. Can you see that? The Lovers. And the Seven of Swords. Off the bat, I'm getting challenges. But then as soon as I heard challenges, I heard unnecessary challenges. So it's like making things harder than they need to be. The thrill of confusion, the thrill of the thrill of being, oh my gosh, I've been using this word all day and it escapes me now. The thrill of being a rebel. Like, let me show you what I mean. You have observe in silence, and change is unavoidable. I am so hoping that the lighting on my phone is way lighter than what it's looking like right now. But you have the two dualities here, the yin and the yang, the sun and the moon. You have changes unavoidable. You have the skull here representing the death card. You have the butterfly, the snake, the cosmic egg. You have everything here saying change. However, you have that sly fox who's it's not even like the fox is being like sneaky or whatever. It's like, just let's see how I can make this challenging. Let's see how I can make this hard. All right. So you may have distractions about trying to keep you away from your goal. And you have this fox just saying, let me see how I can delay this just a little more. And it's crazy because it's not, it's like it's not malicious, but it comes off as malicious. So it's like from fear, right? Look in the background, you see the black. first and foremost, you see this red. It's a lot of passion, but it's like the fox wants this. That's what it is. It's a lot of confusion, confliction with it, but it's like the fox wants this. But because of that little gray area of, I don't know how this is gonna go, it's causing the delay. It's causing the being held back. But this Empress, she's fertile, she's pregnant, she's ready to give birth at any moment. The reality she wants to see is literally there. The Lovers. It's official. It's gonna happen. There's no holding back. You literally have this butterfly representing transformation, representing change. Like, it's the same butterfly right here. Like, what are we doing here, bro? It's happening. But what's going on? One thing I can say is, because this was the deck I was led to grab, I notice whenever I grab this deck, notice how everything is black, right? It's dark. I notice every time that's happening, I get this deck, it's normally because it's work that needs to be done subconsciously. Where there's fears, underlying pain, underlying issues that need to be addressed. And it's crazy because we're in the full moon, and it's in the full moon that most of this happens. I can speak for anybody that I know personally. It's like when the full moon comes around, everybody turns into like dogs and they're howling at the moon, like without explanation, without reason. It's just you're drawn to howl. Not literally, of course. That'd be kind of weird if a whole bunch of people is just, oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about. But it's like every time the full moons come around, at least that's what I've been noticing lately, it puts a lot of people to feel it more, right? You're feeling it more. It is 2022. That's all I'm saying. But what I'm being told is you need to challenge what I'm being told, what I'm seeing, what it's saying. Like, if you look at this card at face value, you need to challenge your perception, right? With this fox here, again, this fox is scared only because of that gray area, that dark area, that part that is not understood. Because of that, like, it's like it's not holding you back. You're not held back because everything is literally here right in front of you. It's like here, boom. But you're placing these challenges around for no reason. And it's either you, it's either somebody around you, whatever it is, whatever is going on, right? Whatever's happening in your situation, whatever. Not getting into specifics. That's not my business, okay? Whatever challenges are being put up voluntarily, it's being done out of fear because of not understanding what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, or how it's going to happen. And by doing that, you're preventing yourself from experiencing a reality that you deserve. Look at this angel. She's on a pedestal. And I believe I said that word right. But she's on a pedestal. She's glowing. She's shining. She's wrapped in gold. I'm getting the Midas touch. Everything you touch will literally turn to... Look at the sword, though. That sword is actually gold. Now that I look at it. Like, the reality that you may secretly desire but afraid to tell people about is literally right there before you. It's meant to happen, but it's stopping it. I want to get some more clarification on this because I get it, but I don't get it. And if I don't get it, I don't feel like anybody else get it. So we just gonna get it together. How about that? That was that was a nice little shuffle, wasn't it? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Come on now. Come on now. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. Pull some more cards so we can figure out what Spirit is trying to say. Because ain't nobody got time for them games. Unnecessarily difficult. Unnecessarily. What are you afraid of? What are you stopping yourself for? Spirit, what messages you got for us? What do we need to know as a collective regarding this full moon in Pisces and this Mercury retrograde? What do we need to know? Embrace the masculine. Love that you are different. I feel like there's 1 or 2 more cards. Oh, there you go. Be honest. Have courage. You know what? Bottom of the deck. See the truth. All right. Let's see. What's popping? Embrace the masculine. So personally, how I look at the feminine and the masculine is the feminine says what she wants, the masculine makes it happen. What I'm getting with this card is you're not, you know what you want. You or whoever, you know what you want, but you're not doing the work to make it happen. The work is what makes you afraid. But you can't expect your story to be like anybody else. If you focus on having your story like anybody else's story, you're never going to get to where you want to be. You're going to be stuck focused on what shoulda, coulda, woulda. Remember, that paradise that you want, is not going to just pop up and appear the way you want it to. Okay? It's going to pop up and appear the way it should. What I'm getting is even when the universe was created, it didn't come out the way that it was intended to. That's what I heard. The way the universe came out, that's not how it was intended to come out. Not that it was in a bad way, but it just came out differently, but it's still beautiful. Look at this thing. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, but it's different, but it looks nice. Like you have, I'm assuming that's butterfly and dragonfly. I don't even know. I think that's butterfly wings, but it looks like there's dragonfly wings. It looks like a hare face. Listen, don't get me the line. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. But anyways, you're different, right? You're different. You're special in every way imaginable. Yes, I was quoting yes. But anyways, I'm sorry, I was just having a whole little moment here. It does not look the way you want it to. But the little kinks, the little nooks, the little crannies, that's what makes everything regarding you and everything that is for you different. Be honest. Your third eye already knows the reality. Why are you hiding it? Subconsciously, intuitively, emotionally, you already know what you need to do. You already know the reality you want to see. You already know everything. But what is holding you back? I can tell you, it's fear. Stop being afraid of what you don't know. Stop being afraid of what you don't understand. Because by being afraid of that, you never allow yourself to experience the reality that can be yours. Like the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz or The Wiz. Have courage. What I'm getting is basically the moral of the story, where it was this lion was looking for courage all this time. Ooh, courage. His version of what courage was, right? He wanted courage. And the courage that he sought, he had already had it. He had to go through different experiences to pull it out of him, but it was already there. And it wasn't until he was given that moment of clarity did he realize that he didn't need courage. He already had courage. It just didn't look how he thought it should, but it was there. So what are you afraid of? Yo, it's literally the same cards that are okay. What are you afraid of? Whatever you're afraid of is not as scary as it seems. It is not as scary as it seems. So take some time within this new moon, this full moon, and really dive deep into what makes you uncomfortable, what makes you afraid, what do you not want to experience, what are some unnecessary boundaries that you've placed upon yourself or your life because of your fears. Remember, they're not that scary. But as you conquer them, as you start to see what you already had within yourself, you're gaining those trophies, those lessons, you're learning those lessons. They're being a part of you like trophies, like they're melding with your skin, basically. And they're helping you to become who you're meant to be. And who are you supposed to be? This Empress. This Empress seeking, or this Empress that is pregnant with her reality. Okay? I was trying to get the Emperor, but he's hiding. So basically, the balance between being an Empress and that Emperor, you know, the balance between your feminine and your masculine. I feel like that was a fast version. So let's dive into these ostinato cards. What messages do you have for us, Spirit? What messages do you have for the collective regarding this Mercury retrograde and this full moon in Pisces? Messages, anything we need to know. Okay. And Obessa at the bottom of the deck. So I play music, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't remember everything. I don't remember all these notes. So let's dive into it. What does Spirit want us to know? What do we need to understand regarding these cards? First things first, what always sticks out to me is how this is diminuendo. In the upright position, it's basically telling you whatever you're playing, you may have started it loud, but get quiet, right? But what I'm looking at here, it's you started quiet, but get loud. And it's crazy that that's the card that came out, because there is another one, Crescendo. Where is it? Crescendo. Crescendo, why are you hiding from me? Crescendo. There's Mercado. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for, there we go. Crescendo. There's literally a card that says get loud, right? 22 Crescendo. It's literally the same card. However, we literally got diminuendo turned upside down to say crescendo. So whatever you're afraid to talk of, whatever you're afraid to say, listen, if you really trying to shake things up and live the life you want to live, you make it happen. And if you know this card, this is the treble clef. The treble clef is the sign for the right hand when it comes to piano. I can't speak for any other instrument, but I know for piano, that's what it is. What I'm getting with that is you got to do what feels right to you. You got to allow what feels right to lead you, okay? By just going with whatever, or trying to mix things up, right? You're making a muck for what? And trill, you gotta shake off what doesn't work. With a trill, and when it comes to piano, it's like it's a sound, right? Where basically the way you're playing it, it sounds like you're shaking. You're like, it's kind of like that, right? So you're like, you got to shake it off. You got to shake off whatever is not working for you. And in this reading, that's the fear. That is fear of the unknown and everything. And then, yes, I did get my little reference guide. We have Obesa, and this talks about getting grounded. It literally says get grounded. So subconsciously you may know to get grounded, but are you actually doing the work to get grounded? That, my friend, is the question. It's a lot. It is a lot, you know, but we are learning, we are growing, we are expanding, and with every full moon we are, you know, getting to that point where we are just gonna become more and more of who we're meant to be. Either you want it to happen or you don't. Note, make your mark. By holding back, you're missing out on the realities that are for you. Rest. Give it a break. Stop fucking running. Say Zara. This one, okay, before I look in the reference guide, what I am getting from this one, it's 10, it's completion, it's doors opening, 1111, it's equality, it's judgment, it's balance, it's, you know, reaping your rewards or reaping your karma. Let's see. Cesar, 28. Wake up. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. With you need to open yourself. You need to basically wake up or open your eyes to the reality that's in front of you. Everything that you are seeking is already seeking you. But are you doing the work to get it? All right, let's roll. What are the closing messages regarding this reading? This was the first thing that stuck out to me. Your music notes. Make your mark. You gotta find the flow that works for you. If you do not, you will be running around in circles. This makes me think of the ocean. I don't. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Can't really recall. I don't know what that is, honestly. But it's making me think about the ocean. Yes, it's making me think of like some sailor thing. You know what? No. That's not a banana. Hold on. Wait a second. I'm having a boat. I have never gotten this. And I use these charms every reading, every new moon, full moon since 2020 started. I have never gotten this. Interesting. I'm going to put that right here for now because we're going to look into that. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. You got Jesus on the cross. Can y'all see that? You got Jesus on the cross. Your saving grace. Okay, it's the same on both ends. That's your saving grace. What you believe. The butterfly, talking about transformation. And it's not getting smaller, it's expanding. Tree of life. I'm getting the tree of life with this one. Hope I could see it. Try to zoom in. Okay, I'm getting the tree of life with this one. So just the fertility, the expansion, right? That Empress was pregnant. Heart. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself love. I've never gotten this one either. What in the world? Wow, some of these I have never gotten before. But with this pumpkin, you may see changes happening by Halloween or Thanksgiving, where certain things that you feel may have held you back, by that time it's changing. Whatever you may be afraid of, it's changing. You got this angel. You are being guided. You know, the reality you want to see is like, you're literally, whatever this is for whoever is listening, it's literally yours, right? For the past couple of months, we talked about a lot of stuff about wanting certain realities to happen, wanting to conquer certain things. Whatever this is for whoever is listening, you already have it. It's just a matter of going through like those lessons to like connect the dots. We have this dolphin that's jumping. You gotta just jump in, just jump in. Stop being afraid. Do not be afraid. It's starting to look a little weird. And this turtle, it's crazy because with turtles, right, you hear slow down. But with this, there's a few videos. There's a few out there. There's a couple videos that show that turtle just. That's how you need to be approaching life. That's how you need to be approaching this. This is not a matter of slowing down, but a matter of saying, you know what? Okay, I have decided what I want. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get away from this bull, and I'm gonna go towards what I want. And so make it happen. I want to look into this. What is that? What messages do you got? Let's put these aside. Listen, angels watching over me. Can I say that? Boom. Angels watching over me. Heart. So if this is for love, you're literally connecting. You're intertwined. So if this is a love reading for some of you, you basically have the love that you desire. You're literally intertwined with one another. There's no way that you can get out of it. It's just lessons that need to be learned. This owl, wisdom, gaining the wisdom that you need. Understand that you are not alone in your journey. You have ancestors guiding you and directing you along the way. And the wisdom that they have acquired over time, they're literally sharing that with you through the form of your intuition and thoughts that come up and signs. But are you allowing yourself to be open to them? Do not close your heart off to the desires that you want to manifest. Do not close your heart off to what you have been asking and it's in front of you. What I'm getting is, you may be afraid because you never thought you would have received what you asked for. And that's okay to be afraid. But are you going to stay there? Okay, let's see. I'm seeing handmade. Handmade. Oh, wait. I think I could put it upside down. I thought I was reading it backwards. Okay, then. Handmade. I'm hearing self-made. Whatever made you are, you will be put in a position where you have to embrace humility. There we go. And it's crazy. We were just having a conversation about this earlier. But you will be put in a position where you have to learn humility if you don't allow yourself to just learn from your fears, right? Like if you keep running from what you're afraid of, what you don't know, you're gonna get put in a position where you're gonna get uncomfortable, right? So you'll have to experience that humility rather than voluntarily choosing to experience that humility. So it's all up to you at the end of the day. You have free will. You do what you want to do. You can choose to follow what Spirit is guiding you to do, or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna just do whatever. But by saying I'm gonna just do whatever, somehow, some way, sooner or later, you're gonna learn the lessons you need to. But either way, I hope that this information, this reading, has kind of helped giving you insight on the energies that are going about now, and bring some clarity on how to maneuver through this cycle. So what I'm gonna do, I have to do it. Now that I've said it, I have to do it. Let me get some advice. And then I promise, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. I promise. Just gotta know what we need to know what we gotta do to just make it through. Just like, even if it's just one card, I'm okay with that. What's the advice for us regarding these energies going about? Okay. Bruh. Cannot make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. Seek your destiny. Seek your destiny. Seek your mother effing destiny. You already know what you need. It's crazy how with the fox, right? It was just a little gray area. This whole card is basically the universe. So what you're seeking is literally in the midst of your fears. But are you going to allow yourself to be held back because you're afraid? Or are you going to go out for it? Cats represent independence. And this cat looked like it's going to turn around and just jump and let go. That's literally what you're being asked to do. Yes, this cat is going to jump out and join the universe, but the universe is already within the cat. So everything that you're afraid of, or anything that you may be afraid of, is something that's coming from within you that you need to address. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a good one.